about what I read in October and what I'm going to read in November slash probably just like the rest of the year, because the holidays are starting, which means that my life, the parts of it that are not already upside down, are about to flip upside down because I will be traveling for Thanksgiving. So don't do that. Don't do that, dog. So yes, let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing that we really need to do, just because I haven't done it and it's been 1,000 years, Gizmo, stop it, is we need to retire some of these little guys, because I haven't done a TBR jar pull in a little bit because it's been so hard to read. And so that means that some of these just hadn't been read, and then some of them have been read, and so let's just retire them and then we'll pull. And then I'll talk to you about things that are already kind of on my list. And as a quick disclaimer, I have not updated my TBR jar, and there are some things missing. So there is a book I'm going to talk about, or 2 books I'm going to talk about over here that are missing, and just a ton of other books that I'm pretty sure I haven't added. It's probably like 10 books total. We're gonna let it go for this month, and we'll probably just refresh it in the new year, because I imagine that I'll get some books for Christmas, and I imagine that I'll be getting a couple of books here and there. And so in light of that, I think I'll just wait to refresh it, because I can break my rules and pick up whatever books I want, and I do. And so we'll just kind of do our thing. So the first book I want to retire, or the little slip I want to retire, is Before I Let Go. Hopefully you can see that, because I read it last month and it was a good time, and so I'm gonna retire it. And I also want to retire, you probably can't see that, but it's Hunter x Hunter, and I read that first one of that like 2 months ago, something like that. And then we're gonna put this one back just because I haven't picked it up, although it would be kind of nice in a low stakes vibe to read, but I don't want to force myself. So I'm gonna put DramaCon back in the jar for now and save it. I won't like start it over. I'll continue on from where I left off when I pick it back up, because that is a story that's sticking with me so far. So I will pick it up. And then one that I'm not going to retire, I will talk about in a few minutes. But first I want to talk about what I read in October, which is already really in my 24-hour reading vlog from last week, because guess what? I did not finish anything else since then. So that was Before I Let Go. Well, All About Love, did I finish that? And I think I finished All About Love on the 30th. So that was by Bell Hooks. And then I read Before I Let Go, Disobedient Women. So Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan, Disobedient Women by Sarah Stancorb, and A Well-Trained Wife by Tia Levings. I read all of those the first 2 weeks of October, and these second 2 weeks I haven't read anything. Well, I've read, but I haven't finished anything. I guess I can talk about the books that are pending before I talk about what else is going on here. So one pending book is The Hunger Games. This is the first one. I am really enjoying this book. I think I'll probably finish it over the weekend, just because when I do pick it up, I breeze through it. It's just that I've had kind of a weird, busy week. I took on a short-term freelance writing project with a former employer of mine, and I'm having a good time doing that, and it is really nice to be able to kind of have my head in my work again, just because I do really enjoy writing and kind of like putting things together and making presentations clean and like all that kind of stuff. Like that makes me feel good, and so I've been giving my attention to that. And yeah, and that, and combined with teaching my kids, because you know, we all understand like that the education system is just like a little bit weird, and so I've been spending a lot of time focusing on making sure that they have what they need. And it's funny, we actually kind of took a couple of days off this week just to kind of refresh, and I needed it and they needed it, especially my little squirrel brain child. And yeah, we have the flexibility to do that because we're doing our own thing right now. Yeah, obviously we have like standards, and like we follow the TEKS, which if you're in Texas are like the educational standards, and I used to be a teacher, and so I am making sure that they're getting the education that they need. I think I'm giving them more. And so that's what we're doing right now. And so it's just been like a really busy season of my life the last couple of months, and you'll probably have noticed that like in summer when I first kind of started getting into this, I had a lot more like time, but also I had a lot more just like mental energy. And right now I'm just like, I still want to do it. I'm still having fun doing my channel. I hope so. I mean, it's only been a few months, but I'm also just trying to take it gently and not make it about, you know, I have to like finish every single thing, like not making it another place to strive for like perfectionism, which is like a thing I do. I just want to make it a place where I can be gentle with myself and talk about books with people who love books, and read books and put books down that aren't working for me, and read slowly when I need to read slowly. And right now I apparently am needing to read slowly. You see, there's Ollie, in case you see something moving in the background. But that's where I'm at, and so I'm really enjoying it. I'm very excited to continue reading it today. I do have a little bit of work to do, and after I do that work, I'll be right here. Another book that I'm sort of in the middle of right now, or not like in the middle, oh yeah, in the middle of, not in the middle of, but like I'm well into the story, and that's Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, and I'm really enjoying this. This is part of the reading curriculum on Benjamin McAvoy's Hardcore Literature Book Club, and I am really, really excited to be in this because it's a book I've wanted to read for a long time. I've had this edition for a couple of years now, and it's been on my mind for a while, so I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the story. It's so compulsively readable, and it's one of those books, it's one of those classics. It's interesting because some classic literature, I would say this is classic literature. Yeah, some classic literature, I would make sure that I read it like at the top of my day so that I can absorb it properly and be in that headspace, having had no other like lower level distractions to make it so that my brain can't work as hard. And I think that with this, it's different. Like I've been able to read this at night before falling asleep, and it's been a great time. It's been a great time. So that's this one. And before I talk about the other books that I've picked up, no, these are the only ones I'm actually currently reading, right? Right, so those are the two books I'm currently reading. So kind of switching gears here into our November TBR. I want to finish these, and there are a couple more things I would like to get my hands on, but first I think I'm gonna pull a couple from the TBR jar just to see what happens. And you guys know that I have no rules around this thing. I just pick it up, and then if I don't like it, I put it back. Or I don't read it, you know. It's all our own choices here. I probably shouldn't look. Okay, I didn't even show you. I'm sorry. You don't even know if I'm... Here we go. Okay. What is that? Malibu Burning. This is actually a Malibu Burning. Where is it? I think this is a book I picked up that's like kind of like dad fiction-esque, and I picked it up to read and then probably pass along to my dad. Let me go find it. I think that that's the one I'm talking about. I got it from, I think I got it from Murder by the Book in Houston, like right across, like a block away from Brazos bookstore. I think that that's where I got it, but let's go see. Malibu Burning. This is definitely from Murder by the Book. And okay, so a brilliant thief, a relentless arson investigator, a conflict forged in fire. Hell comes to Southern California every October. It rides in on searing Santa Ana winds that blast at near hurricane force, igniting voracious wildfires. Master thief Danny Cole longs for the flames. A tsunami of fire is exactly what he needs to pull off a daring crime and avenge a fallen friend. As the most devastating firestorms in Los Angeles' history scorch the hills of Malibu, relentless arson investigator Walter Sharp and his wild card of a new partner, Andrew Walker, a former U.S. Marshal, suspect that someone set the massive blazes intentionally, a terrifying means to an unknown end. Okay, so this sounds interesting. So we've got Danny trying to carry out his scheme, and Sharp and Walker investigating and figuring out, you know, who's responsible, and maybe they find out that it's Danny. This looks actually pretty good. Anyway, this is by Lee Goldberg. I think it could be good. Let's see how many pages it is. And it looks like it's just under 300 pages. I might give it a try. I've had this book about a year and a half, 2 years now. We'll see. Okay, let's take another one from here. I know I'm not gonna read all of these books that I talk about today, so let's not judge. Okay, it's just that I like to have choices, like vibe choices, and that's just what I do. That's who I am. This is, what does that say? Prophet Song? Is that Prophet Song? I don't know. Only because I don't know if I have the space for it in my brain. Let's see. It's short. Yeah, it's just about 300 pages. Let's see. On a dark, wet evening in Dublin, scientist and mother of four, Eilish Stack, answers her front door to find the GNSB on her step. 2 officers from Ireland's newly formed secret police are here to interrogate her husband, a trade unionist. Ireland is dealing with some government tyranny. Ooh, okay. I don't know, only because it's feeling a little close to home right now. It's feeling a little close to home, and I don't know if I can do that. But maybe. I'll pull one more from the jar, and then I'll talk about a couple of books that I just really, really want to get into really soon. What's up, Gizmo? What's up? We're trying to do the jar. Okay. It's this one. It's not food, my friend. It's paper. It's paper. Okay. I didn't know that was in there. That's so funny. This is Rebecca. And guess what? We talked about it, but I'm already reading Rebecca. And that feels like a perfect way to close off the TBR jar moment, because why mess with perfection, you know? Why mess with perfection? Okay. So now we'll talk about everything that I want to read through the rest of the year, I would say. Hang on, there's one more that I see that I need to round off this pile. Okay, so I'm really excited because, number one, it just put me in a great mood that this was one I pulled from my jar. I don't know how statistics work, but I feel like statistically, like this was bound to happen. You know, I was bound to pull something that I just picked up on my own, and I'm just so happy that it happened now because it's just invigorating. Like, it gives me a just, I don't know, I feel good. Okay, so we know that I'm reading right now Rebecca and the Hunger Games. I think that there's a strong possibility that I could finish the Hunger Games over the weekend. It's Saturday, and I think that Rebecca will be just my next like priority. Like, it's a priority for me, but I have other priorities too, and I want to talk to you about what they are, because there's no way that I'm going to read them all in November, but there is a huge possibility that these could be part of what I finish off the year with. There will be other things that float in and out, obviously, but I'm feeling pretty good about this. So a couple of the books I want to talk about are part of book clubs this month. I already talked about Rebecca. Emma actually starts this month as well. I'm really in a classics mood, and it's kind of the perfect time of year to get into that mood because a lot of them are pretty gothic, a lot of the classics I'm into, and then a lot of them are romance in nature. And the thing is, I'm into romance right now as well, as you probably saw with my last like couple of videos. I think I read a decent amount of romance. So it's a great time to be into classic literature. It's also a perfect time of year for that, and so I'm just super excited. So let's start with things I already kind of have my hands on, but I wouldn't consider myself having started the books because I'm not like deep enough into them to say that, oh, I'm yeah, like we are a go. We're not a go. We're hanging out. And so those couple of books are first book we have, well, I think I'm going to save one for last. First book we have, though, Interview with a Vampire. I don't know how far I am into this book. It looks like my bookmark slipped out, which is fine because I'm just going to restart it. I really do want to read this book. I don't know why I haven't been able to read it, but yeah, I put it down a lot, but it's not because I'm not enjoying myself. It's like, it's a me thing. As we've spoken about, I've been a little distracted. Life's been a little weird. So this is a book that is on my list of things I want to finish by the end of the year, but definitely something I'd like to try my best to prioritize for, I'm just going to say for as soon as possible, because that's what I got. I got as soon as possible. Also, Tar Baby. I wouldn't say it's the same deal. I'm a little further into, how did I get so far into this? Well, I'm a good amount of the way into this book, maybe like 25% into it, and I want to continue to take my time because that's what I feel like I need to do because it's Toni Morrison, and yeah, and so I think I'm gonna take my time because after this I have to read Beloved, and I'm excited to read Beloved, but I'm also like, you know, just like Beloved, you know, it's Beloved. So this is a continuation of my little project of reading Toni Morrison in order, and I'm having a good time, but I'm also taking my time. So that's another. Okay, the other books, that's it for books that I've like touched. And then I have these other guys that I really want to get into. So let's start with this. This is a collection of poetry put together by our former poet laureate, Ada Limon, and I heard about this, I think, via the New Yorker podcast, the poetry podcast. I think that she talked about this, but there are some poets, some writers in here that are included in this little baby anthology that I know of, and I really want to read it because I have been liking anthologies a little bit more lately than collections, just because scroll brain, and so following kind of I think that most poetry collections follow a sort of like have a theme, and as you know they should, I guess, in my opinion. And I just don't know that I need anything thematic. I think I just need vibes, which is very close to my literature taste, and so you understand. But yes, okay, so I want to get into this collection. I also want to read Loved One. And this one is a new release, so I'd like to prioritize it for this month if I can, and so that I can talk about it with you guys. I think it came out in October, I believe. So I would like to talk about it in October. So I'm gonna try and read that and prioritize it. And I don't have any other contemporary romance. No, I don't have any contemporary romance right now, and so this would be a really good fit for right now. And then we have Wuthering Heights, and this is just one I would like to get to by the end of the year. I loved reading Jane Eyre as an adult, and I really want to get into this one. I'm pretty sure I read this as a kid, teenager, 14, 15. I used to read a lot of classic literature as a kid. Anyway, I want to read this one. I've been wanting to read it for a long time, and so that's that. I also want to mention Emma, because I want to talk about some books that are kind of that fit within book clubs that I'm a part of. And so Emma is the read for November, for probably November to December, for the Hardcore Literature Book Club. So like Daphne du Maurier, I'm reading slowly, and so I finish it when I finish it. But Emma, I am gonna start along with the book club, even though I'm not finished with Daphne, because this is one I've been excited to read for a really, really long time. I don't have a physical copy, or I do, but it's not the copy I want to show you, because I like to read my classics in the Penguin Classic edition. Like, that's the edition that I like. It's the edition that I like to write in, and so typically that's what I read my classics in. And so I'm just gonna pop it up, and that is one so that you guys know. The other two books for book clubs I'm a part of are these two. So Frankenstein is the read for Inklings, which is Jack Edwards' book club, and I love Frankenstein, and I haven't read it in a while. I usually read it every other year or so, and so I'm excited to read this one. And then the other one is The Handmaid's Tale, and this is part of Dua Lipa's book club, Station something. You know, I'll put it up there. I don't know the name of it. I'm in it, but I don't know the name of it. And I know that I had said that Prophet Song felt close to home, but because I've read The Handmaid's Tale before, I feel like I could metabolize it if I read it again. Whereas with Prophet Song, like introducing like new variables, like that's the part where I'm like, I just don't know about right now. But these are two that are for this month, and I think that I can read them this month. And then there's one more that I want to show you that I want to read by the end of the year. I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. But I want to read Legendborn. I think it's the time. I think now is the time. I think she wants to be read. I think the trilogy sitting here wants to be read starting now, and then like read through like January. That feels good. And so that's what I want to do. I'm pretty sure. So here's how we're gonna do it. Legendborn, we're gonna read it before the end of the year. We're making a pact. It'll probably be December, but it'll be a good time. These two, I guess maybe we can separate them by what we're gonna for sure read this month, and then what we're gonna just like save for the end of the year. Okay, so let's see. I'm so indecisive. This is wild. Okay, so it's looking like most of these are short books, I will say, but it's looking like these will be my November pile, I'm kind of not even gonna include, I'm not even gonna include the Hunger Games because that one's gonna be done in a couple days. So it's more like this is my November pile. And this so far is my December pile. Okay, so for November, we'd like to get through Rebecca, Tar Baby, Frankenstein, this collection of poetry called You Are Here, The Handmaid's Tale, and Loved One. And for December, oh, and Emma, I forgot, we want to get through Emma. But we're going to include that in December because we probably won't finish Emma until December. So for December, we want to get through Interview, we want to get through Wuthering Heights, Legend Born, and Emma. And maybe a Charles Dickens read because usually the Hardcore Literature Book Club does a Secret Dickens and they released the video. I just haven't seen which one it is yet. So this is my, I guess, November / end of the year TBR. And I don't know, I'm excited. I'm going to hold my face in this position for a second so that I can take a thumbnail. So thanks. I'm excited. Oh, and we might also read Malibu Burning. We might read it. We'll see. I'm gonna leave it out. I am gonna put Prophet Song back. I want you to know that because I want to be honest with you. I'm putting Prophet Song back. But I can see myself picking up Malibu Burning and at least starting it and seeing how I feel about it. And if I don't finish it, it's totally fine. It's totally fine. But we're gonna include all the books because all the books deserve a place in our heart. And I'm just excited. I feel refreshed. I feel invigorated. I've been sleeping more lately. I think I could take a stab at this. I'm gonna take this phone call as my cue. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, okay, so that's it. What else I need to tell you? I'm considering, because this channel is so new, I'm considering whether it would be fun to have more kinds of content. So like still pretty book focused, but like introducing other little things as well. Like, I don't know, like what I do as a kind of communications person, like what that looks like, doing that at home. And I don't know, I don't know what would be interesting, but I gave this channel its name so that it could kind of be a broader dump for whatever it is I'm interested in at the moment. I'm always interested in literature, but I think that there are other overlapping things in my life, like what it's like being a currently blocked writer who really only writes in the context of work at the moment, or what it's like being like what it's like just doing life, you know, whether it's like, I don't know, just like regular life things that I just do and have fun doing. I feel like there are more aspects to my personality than just books, and so I'm wondering what that would be like to explore, you know, for every 3 videos I do, putting up one that's a bit more broad and a bit more encompassing of just like who I am as a person. Even though like this is a huge part of my life, you know, there are other little parts. And so just considering that, and would love to get your feedback about having an occasional video that's a bit broader. Yeah, well, that's really it. So thanks again so much for being here. Thanks for letting me be chatty and bounce some ideas off of you. And yeah, that's it. Bye for now. I'll see you in the next one.